Hey, what's up everybody? This is the Woman282 here again, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change out the clock battery in your Dreamcast. So I'm sure if you've ever owned a Dreamcast, you know that when you hit the power button, as soon as the console turns on, it's going to ask you for the date and time every single time. It's a pretty common problem with Dreamcast, and it's actually a pretty simple fix. So what we're going to be doing today is basically there's a coin cell rechargeable battery inside the Dreamcast, and we're just going to be replacing it with an interchangeable battery, pretty much. So this is what we're going to be using. We have just a coin cell holder right here, and then we have a lithium-ion rechargeable coin cell battery here. So if you know anything about batteries, this kind of looks like a CR2032. It's similar, but it is not the same. This is a CR2032, and as you can see, they are very similar. They're the same size, just about the same voltage, but CR2032s are not rechargeable. This one is, and that's the kind of battery that the Dreamcast has inside. It's a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. So you cannot, I want to make this clear, you cannot use a CR2032 battery in your Dreamcast. If you use a non-rechargeable battery in your Dreamcast, it will leak or explode, so just keep that in mind. This is a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Specifically, this is a LIR2032 lithium-ion rechargeable battery, and it outputs 3.6 volts. So we're going to be using a rechargeable battery along with a battery holder like this. So let's go ahead and look at the tools and we'll get started. Okay, so you're going to need a soldering iron, a wet sponge, and some solder. You're going to need a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to be using some wire snips, and if you prefer, you can also use a desoldering pump or whatever your preferred method of desoldering may be. Pretty simple setup here. You don't really need a lot of tools to pull this off. As for parts, like I mentioned earlier, you just need a battery holder and a rechargeable coin cell battery. And I'll put links in the description where you can get these off of either Amazon or eBay. So the first step is to take your Dreamcast and flip it over and remove the modem here. Or if you're a very lucky man or woman, remove the broadband adapter. So that's removed, and on the bottom of the Dreamcast you have 4 screws. You have one here underneath the modem, here in the 2 front corners, and one here in the rear corner. So go ahead and remove those screws and just take the lid off like so. And we want to focus our attention here to the battery. So as we're looking at the controller board here, you can see that there are 4 screws holding the controller board in. There's a ribbon cable, and then there's a power cable for the fan on the heatsink. So the only thing we need to do is just remove these 4 screws and disconnect the ribbon cable, disconnect the power cable here for the fan, and the board will just come out and we can start working on it. So now that we have the screws out, I'll just go ahead and disconnect this ribbon cable right here. If you want to take it completely out, you can, just like that. And the heatsink is kind of in the way here, so it's kind of hard to get that disconnected, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the board out. So in order to take it out, you just lift up like that, and it should pop right out. And I'm just going to disconnect this connector there, and here we have the board, and we can start working on that. Okay, so looking at the board here, just want to point out that right here on the negative terminal of the battery we have a single post. And then if we flip it around here, you see we have another post with like 2 solder joints on it. So instead of just like desoldering this thing, I'm guessing that the battery and these posts would act as a pretty good heat sink, making it difficult to desolder. I'm just going to use my snips here and basically just snip off these little posts here. So I'm just going to kind of do like that. And then if I can reach under here and get this this other post, might not be able to do it like that. Maybe I can twist it around. Yeah, there we go. So that's the easy way to do it. So here's the battery. This is it. It says magnesium dioxide lithium rechargeable battery, 3 volts. So the battery that we'll be replacing it with is this right here. This is a lithium ion rechargeable battery, LIR 2032, 3.6 volts. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and heat up my soldering iron, and I'm going to desolder these remaining little posts here in these solder joints. Just get those out of there with some needle nose pliers or maybe some tweezers or something. Just get rid of those so that we can solder in our new battery holder here. Okay, so I went ahead and removed those little pieces of metal from the holes here, and as you can see, they're gone. They're on the other side too. The only thing really left to do to prep the board is to just wipe it down with some alcohol and a Q-tip. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and just to get any dust or any flux off, just go ahead and clean it up a little bit. And then the underside right here. And here we go. I'll wipe it down one more time just to get any residue off that might be there. Alright, so here we have our coin holder. As you can see, there's like a little minus sign right there on this side, and if we flip it over, there's a plus sign. So looking at the board here, you can see that there's a plus sign right there on the corner of that box. And that tells you that these 2 points here on the back are the positive terminals. So take my coin holder, and might not fit in there exactly. You might have to tweak a little bit, but it should fit kind of like that. So I mean, it fits pretty well. I might have to bend the pins just a little bit to make it fit perfectly. Looks like in this case I didn't have to do that. It fit right in there. But as you can see, it's in there and it just needs to be soldered now. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna put a little flux on these 3 points here. And just solder them on there. Alright, just like that. Alright, and then we'll take a Q-tip again and clean off that flux that I put on there. There we go. And there's our new battery socket installed, just like that. Pretty simple. So before we put the battery in, let's go ahead and get this installed back in the Dreamcast. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my fan connector here and plug that back up to the controller board. Like that. And the controller ports go in first. Kind of lays in there front to back. So I'll put those in there first. Like that. And then we just have to put our screws in. Then we'll take our ribbon cable here, and I'm just going to put it back in here, attach it in the motherboard first, and then put it into the controller board. Like that. And then we'll take our battery here. And put it in the battery socket. So the flat side on the battery is the positive side. The kind of textured surface is the negative side. And remember that if you look at the board here, the positive terminal was on this side, negative is on this side. So we're just going to take our battery, stick it in there, and there we go. So the great thing about this is, since rechargeable batteries don't last forever, if you ever need to replace your battery because it won't take a charge anymore, you just pop the old one out, put a new one in, and you're good to go. No more desoldering. So let's go ahead and put the cover back on here, and we'll charge it. So in order to charge the battery that we just installed in the Dreamcast, all you need is a power cable for your Dreamcast. So just go ahead and plug that in. Alright, and turn the unit on. And that's all you have to do. Leave it sitting for about 2 or 3 hours, turned on, and it'll charge the battery. So you can play some Dreamcast or just leave it sitting. It's kind of your decision. But it's going to take 2 or 3 hours to charge that battery, and then you're finished. Okay, so I had the Dreamcast charging the battery for about 3 hours. Here it's been sitting turned off for about 2 hours. So I've just got it hooked to my little test monitor here, and I also changed the date and time while it was powered on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on now and see if it saved the date and time. So let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, and it didn't come up with that screen saying that the date and time need to be set. And if we look up here in the corner, you can see that this is today's date, and it's about 3 o'clock. So yeah, the battery fix works. Works really well. You just gotta take the 10 minutes or so to actually get in there and do it. It's a pretty easy thing to accomplish. So again, I'll include links in the description where you can download that rechargeable battery and that battery holder. So thank you guys for watching, and hope I'll see you next time.